You know, we're taught that we should honor our mother and our fathers. Actually, the word of the Lord teaches us that it's the first promise, the first commandment with a promise. And so it is absolutely my delight to take time today to talk to one of the men that has mattered most, or who has made my life what it is today. His name is Coach Maurice McGowan. And I want to say that I'm excited about having this time to sit down and talk with Coach McGowan, because sometimes I don't think that Coach realizes how much of an impact that he's had in my life. Many of my sermons have been entitled after many of the principles that I had an experience with on the basketball court. Stop tripping, we're on the same team. Coach McGowan is the man who is mentioned in that particular series. Play your own game, teaching how to stay with the game that you have been prepared to play. Play your own rhythm. Make sure that you stay in your own timing. Don't allow what your opponents or what somebody else is doing around you. Don't allow them to dictate what you do. And then he taught us hard work. And never worry about trying to play at the level that you're expected, but always push yourself to play at the level that is unexpected from you.
When I was 15 years old, I went to Yates. Had been going to school in fifth ward because I grew up in the fifth ward. Be real careful what you say here. But I know where I am, but I ain't got where I came from. Oh my God, here we go, 15 years old. Moved to third ward and go to Yates. Now while I was in fifth ward, I was a cheerleader and I ran track. And I've always had athletic ability, but I love being a cheerleader and I love track because just had it like that. Go to Yates. I was in the gym one day and I was playing ball. Well, not really playing ball, but I shot the basketball. I can't remember. I promise to God, I don't even remember what I was doing. Went to my class, and the coach came to my class in sixth period. He said, hey, weren't you the little girl in the gym today? I said, yes, sir. He said, what's your name? I said, Tabatha. He said, Tabatha what? I said, Tabatha Whitney. Long story short, he changed my schedule. He took me out of sixth period Spanish and put me in sixth period PE class. Now listen, I didn't know he was just, I went to Yates to be a cheerleader. That was my love. That was my passion. That's what I desired to do, and that's what I wanted to do. You understand what I'm saying? But the coach changed my schedule.
I'm absolutely excited to have an opportunity to sit down with my coach. I'd like to say it, my father for many years while I was in high school. You probably never knew that, but since I was in a single parent home, my mother was young with two girls, and for many times the voice of the man that was over my life from the years of 15 to 18 was you, Coach McGowan. So I am, for Father's Day, just sitting with the men who I believe have made me the woman that I am. One, to say thank you, and then two, to just kind of catch up with you and to allow our listeners, our viewers, to become acquainted with the man who has meant most in my life. So let me say, Maurice McGowan, Coach McGowan, thank you for being here with Tabatha. I like to call it Ignite with Tabatha. It's a treat to have you here with us, and God bless you for being here.
Thank you. And right, I didn't know I was all that, but I'm glad of what I did.
You did good. You did good, and that's true. So now let's talk, because I was in high school, Jack Yates. I came to Jack Yates my 10th year from 5th Ward, E.O. Smith, and I remember distinctly one day coming, a coach coming to my 6th grade, my 6th period class. I was in Spanish, and said, hey, aren't you the little girl that was in the gym? And I said, yes, sir. And next thing I knew, I was in 6th period athletics. And I would like to talk a little bit about those years for you coaching the championship team. I like to boast about that. I was on the championship team at Jack Yates under the leadership of Coach Maurice McGowan. How was those years of coaching young girls? How was that? Because I know you coach football too. We'll talk some about that. But for little girls, for teenage girls, how was that experience in coaching?
It was great. It really was. That was really my first head coaching job. You know, I had coached football, but I was always assistant.
Okay.
You know, and it's different being an assistant and being the head. And that was really my first head coaching job.
Okay, I didn't know that. So we were the first head coaching job. And was that challenging for you, or did you?
Yes. You know, I started out at Yates in '74, and I was coaching with Coach Malone.
Okay.
And he was the head boys coach. I was the assistant boys coach. And HISD came out with girl basketball. I think that was '79. And I wanted to be head, so I said, oh, I'll do it, you know. Oh, you don't want to do it, them girls this, them girls that. Okay, you know. And if you want to talk about Yates basketball, you have to talk about that first group.
That's right.
You know, Phyllis Cleary,
that's right.
Rita Martin,
that's right.
Thelma Hayes.
That's right.
Because they got the program started.
Right,
you know?
right.
And I was lucky to have those. And we started winning, and we're still winning.
Wow, that's true. And I wanna say that one of the things that I'm most grateful to know is that my life was associated with a man that was able to produce champions, and that means something. It sets a precedent in your life, and I'm not sure many times that coaches understand how their time on the court or on the field or wherever it is they have this connection with their team members, how much they're pouring life principles in their life. And you did that for me, and I'm sure that there's so many others. I'm in touch with Tracy from time to time, and I run into the others, and we're always, the one thing that brings us back together on a high note is our time playing on that field, playing on that court with our coach, Coach McGowan, who steered us to be our best, who coached us to be winners. And those are principles that are lifelong. They're not just on the court, but they're lifelong. And so I preach a message, stop tripping, we're all on the same team. And I talk about how you came and put me on the team, and I don't know why you put me on that team, Coach. Tell me this publicly. Here we are publicly, because I say I don't have a clue why Coach put me on that team. So, Coach, what was it? What would make you take an individual that had no skill, honestly, and put them on your championship team? Because you didn't put me on the JV team. You put me on that star championship varsity team. What would make you do that?
You had heart. You had heart. You was a winner, you know. A lot of people don't understand. A winner is a different kind of animal. It's a different person. I mean, anybody can play. You know, it doesn't take much to play. But if you want to be a winner, like you said, you had to spend time. I know a lot of time your friends was going home, but you was in the gym.
Right.
Over the summer, folks was doing this and that, but we were going over to Fonda. We were playing.
Right.
You know, and a lot of people not willing to put in that.
Right.
And I saw that in you. You know, I told you were a little different, you know. And you was a hustler, and if it was somebody out there going off on the other team, that was your job to go stop them.
Right.
And you did.
Right. Oh, wow. Well, I tell you what, the reason that I was able to do it is because you saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And I want to just stop in a moment and just really encourage somebody that's possibly watching, because though we're talking about, I want to salute this great man and for the contribution that he's made in my life, but it would absolutely do me little good if I didn't take the opportunity to talk about how I believe the Lord does that same thing in our lives, how he's able to see in us what we don't see in ourselves, and how if we would just be willing to surrender to his will, how our lives would accomplish so much more than we ever thought possible. So I want to just encourage you right now where you are to just give in to the Lord. He knows better than you know, and he's able to bring out something that you don't even think is possible. And so we thank God for that, and we thank God for you, Coach McGowan. Let's take a break. I'll be right back in just a second.
Sixth period, they put me in sixth period PE, and that was where the team practiced. All the athletic teams practice at sixth period. That's where they prepare. That's where they train. Now we got one problem. Because when I walked in the gym, we got Monica Lamb in that 6'6", and we got Rita, and we got Pee Wee, and we got all these girls. They just cold blooded. I mean, they shooting the ball behind their back. Anybody know anything about what I'm talking about? I mean, this is that state championship team. I'm saying they just bad. And I walk in the gym, I ain't never dribbled a ball in my life. And the coach says me, go dress up, go get dressed. And he sat me there, just set me down on the bench, just set me there. All I want you to do is watch. And so forth. about, Lord, for weeks. For weeks, all I did was sit there. And I didn't, again, I don't know why I'm there, other than he just told me to come. Now, I promise to God, I didn't have anything to do with it. And, you respect those that got authority. So when he changed his schedule, there was no such thing as I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You just got to do what he told you to do. You understand what I'm saying? So I go in.
Today's show is brought to you by Tabatha C. Witten Ministries. And Flow Media and Marketing.
And one day he decides to put me in practice. Now, I look a mess because I told you I don't have any fundamental skills. I can't dribble. I don't know the concept about putting the ball in the center of the square that will always, regardless of where you are, will always cause you to score. I don't know any of that stuff because I ain't never hit one day. I don't know, maybe he's trying to come up with something, see what I really had, or if what he remembered was what he remembered or what. But what it did was that it caused a lot of chaos with the team. You understand what I'm saying? Not just the varsity team. Now, I'm not talking about the JV team. That's what I'm saying. He took it to the varsity team, the big team. I'm talking about the team that had it going on. Now you bring rookies, you bring amateurs, you bring people that have no skill to the JV team. You don't bring them to the varsity team. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, we're back with our Father's Day focus. We're saluting the men, the dads, the fathers, the stepfathers, the individuals that have made our lives what they are today. And I'm absolutely excited to be here with my first coach, Maurice McGowan, who absolutely poured in principles in my life that really assisted me in being who I am today. Now, I hope you're proud of that, but in case you're not, well, some of what I am has everything to do with what happened during those 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old periods in my life. And I think it's important to just stop and say thank you. I mean, should something happen and we get the call and we go to funerals and we say all these great things, but we never take the time in the moment where the person can really hear them and know the sentiment of our hearts to say, hey, I want you to know that you made a difference in my life and it matters to me and it means enough for me to stop and take a minute to say thank you. And that's really what this is about. And so, Coach, I really want you to know how much I appreciate you, and I really want you to know how much I thank you, and I really want you to know that I'm really grateful, because I don't know how I would have went to college if I wouldn't have played basketball. But as the Lord has it, all things work together for good. So I came up to be all right enough to go to school, and my parents never had to struggle or think about how they were going to get me through that. So for that's attributed to you and what you did in my life. So thank you again for that. So now, because you were such a great coach, and I'm interested, you told a story about how you became interested in becoming or how you got into coaching. Tell me what made you want to decide to be a coach?
Well, it was my high school coach.
Okay.
He was like a father to me. In fact, my high school coaches, football, basketball, back in those days you didn't have that many. And mine was Vincent Rochelle and Cersei Thomas.
Okay.
They took care of us.
Wow.
I'm from Acres Home. Back in the 50s and 60s, Acres Home, dirt streets. We really didn't have much. Not much out there now either, but, we were country boys.
Right.
And Mr. Coach Rochelle got us jobs. He took us. He told us how to act. He taught us how to interview. A whole bunch of stuff that coaches just didn't do.
Right.
And because of this, I am what I am, you know?
Right.
Because it was easy to go the wrong way.
Right.
So I always wanted to be a coach and help other young men. I have a picture now of me and him together, and on the back he wrote, "The next great coach of MC Williams." I didn't make MC Williams, but
well, you were the great coach at Jack Yates High School. I can say that. And I believe every person that knows Coach Maurice McGowan has that same expression. So thank you for that. Now let me ask you one other thing. You coach football, you coach basketball, and you have a number of championships. What's the most memorable experience with some of your coaching experience?
The story I always tell is about my girl basketball team.
Tell that story.
The night before the championship game.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm all up worried and stuff. And I understand now that y'all had a problem. But you never told me. Monica and whoever, y'all got it together. And y'all took care of it. And I never knew until after the game that y'all had a big problem over there. We won't talk about the problem.
You're right, don't talk about the problem.
But y'all had a problem.
But we worked it out.
Y'all worked it out.
Right.
Without coach or anybody else. Y'all
Right.
did it yourself. And that's leadership. That's family. That's being together. And I was very proud of that.
Wow. Wow. Well, Coach, you did a tremendous job, and I thank you. What do you call the recipe for a winning team?
Hard work.
Hard work.
Hard work and determination and believing you can do it.
Wow.
You know.
Hard work, determination, and believing you can do it. Because it doesn't matter if you believe you can do it if you're not willing to put the work in.
Right.
And so I want to just leave us with that right there. If you are
But now,
desiring to be a winner.
let me say this.
Wait a minute. Coach says he wants to say something.
You know, it's God.
There you go.
It really is. You talk to our football teams, they will tell you, we prayed after every practice.
Right.
After every game, we say the prayer. Coach Bryant was our spiritual leader.
Okay.
You know, they were saying, well, we couldn't put prayer in school and this and that. And I told the kids, if you don't want to do it, it's fine. You can go over to
Right.
the side. But all our kids stayed in the huddle, and we prayed after every game. We prayed after every practice. Because it takes togetherness and the Lord.
It takes the Lord. I tell you what, now there is no other recipe for a winning team other than the Lord. He says the Lord, hard work, determination, and believing that you can do it. Coach, that's what you instilled in me. And the only reason I'm sitting right here today is because of those principles that were instilled on a basketball court. And because of that, here I am working the same principles. They're life principles. In fact, I want to tell you right now, I have a book coming out called Christ-Side Court. It's those lessons, those life lessons that I learned all about the Lord on the basketball court. Those came from Coach McGowan. I thank you. I bless you. I pray that the work that you've done continues to speak and leave a legacy for you. I pray that your family, your natural family, are as proud. And we thank them for sharing you with us. And I just pray that you would just continue to know and be encouraged for everything that you've done. It was never in vain. We love you. We thank you. And happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Today's show was brought to you by Tabatha C. Whitten Ministries. And Flow Media and Marketing.
So I know exactly where it's gonna go. And well, about this year because I ain't played none that first year. Next year it's time for the season. Time for the season. Well, coach brings me out and says, "Hey, play it for me."
You start off. My name is Leroy Compton Jr., and I'm saluting my father, Leroy Compton Sr.
And what would you like to say to your father?
Well, I love you, Pops. You've been around me for 50 years, and you did everything for us when we was kids, and I'm just saluting you.
One more time, just tell us your name.
Raymond Peterson.
Now, Mr. Raymond Peterson has a special Father's Day salute, and we're going to permit you to do that.
You know, my father died in '88, so it took a hard toll on me. But, you know, he did the best that he could to raise me and make me the person I am today. And I thank him for that. And, you know, it's a whole lot of cats out here right now that don't have a father in their life to give them that path or steer them in the right direction. And I'm grateful that he did that to me before he passed away. And I love him to death. You know, even though he's dead and gone, you know, we still have a conversation. You know, and it's like he's still right there with me to this day. You know, and to those that don't have a father, hey, talk to the man upstairs. That's the best father that it is right now. Because right now, he helps us every day. Every day when we think that ain't nobody there, God is right there with you.
This brother's talking good. He's saying that don't ever worry about being fatherless because you always have a father. Maybe not an earthly representative, but you always have a heavenly representative. So, Mr. Raymond, we want to make sure that your father, in memory of your father, what's your father's name?
Raymond Peterson.
Mr. Raymond Peterson, you are loved, you are remembered, and God bless you for your contribution to the earth realm.
Hello, my name is Pamela Brown. I'd like to salute my daddy, Richard Kenton, for him to have an awesome Father's Day. I couldn't ask for a better dad. He supported 4 of us children, and he still works hard every day to make sure that everybody's comfortable, and I just couldn't never ask for anything better. We may not always see eye to eye, but I love you, Daddy, and you mean a lot to me.
My name is Zandra Frederick, and I want to say a happy Father's Day to my husband, Marcus Frederick. He's a great husband and a great father. Happy Father's Day, Marcus.
My name is Darius Thomas, and my daddy's name is Darren Jefferson. I just wanted to tell my dad that I love him, and I hope he has a good Father's Day. And I also know that most of the time on the pictures I seen that he loves me very much, and I would just want to know if he ever comes back, I'm gonna run up to him and hug him real hard. And I'm just gonna say this: I just hope my dad visits this church, because this church have shown me wonderful times, and I'm sure it's gonna show him some good times. And the best thing about my father is that he loves me.
She can't play. She ain't from around here. Where did she come from? How did she gonna get the spot? And we've been here all this time. How the streets and start. How you gonna just let her come in and be the court guard? Now, even if you substitute her